Hello, everyone. Welcome to the Friday class. Last class, we discussed about true independence. Blessing, it was one of the blessings from Murli. May you be a great donor who donates peace through your mind to all souls with the independence of your mind. Those who are in bondage may be dependent physically, but if they can do the service of transforming the atmosphere of the world with their attitude and pure thoughts. So yeah, that was about it. And before we proceed in the class, I would like to invite fellow class learners to share their recent reflections. What have you been practicing, or what has helped you? So this is the study group. So if you share it, it helps all of us. So yeah, the floor is open for anyone who would like to share.
Can you hear me?
Om Shanti, yes.
Just want to share today's reflection only. Um, we had yesterday class with Pritesh Bhai and we were discussing about the chart and practices. So today I decided yesterday actually I spent a little bit time in the evening to make a plan and from today morning I started practicing guest consciousness. So I will share the reflection, then I will share the the changes, the feelings. Uh, when the soul realizes that it's a guest here, nothing belongs to it, and nothing and no one is actually mine. Everyone here is also a guest, just passing from here. Then actually nothing bothered me. Nothing actually bothered the soul. The more soul is realizing that, the more it is feeling peaceful and feeling lighter. And realized also that suddenly inner chatter stopped and the invisible soul is an invisible guest even in this body, just here for the short time. So no claiming here and no attachment to this body and other bodily beings. And felt really light after the practice this morning and continuing that now, even now. Thank you.
Thank you, Anjali ji. Om Shanti. Yes, Sunita ji, you can unmute yourself and speak, please.
Om Shanti, sister.
Om
One
Shanti.
reflection uh, I written. I just want to read it. The title of the realization. Uh, just written. The title I given to the reflection is the self-realization and realization of others' self. I am not this part is great relief, and this is the gift Baba has given to me of independence, and others are also not the part they are playing in drama. All are perfect. How great part is, how rich, how good is as per definition of drama in this Kali. The reality of self is above all. Actually, there is no comparison between them. Part can be mixture of vices and virtues, but real beings are innocents. ये खेल तो बाद में स्टार्ट हुआ सबसे पहले तो घर सोल्स एंड फैमिली ही है greatness of their original personality can be seen practically in Satyug and Sato Pradhanta at initial stage in the drama. Drama is always extra. ये रहे या ना रहे, soul family is ever rich, divine, complete, virtuous and without any drop of vices. तो अपने लिए होमवर्क भी रखा था कि attention for today that soul is watching film and its all characters are fictitious, including this part. No need to get impressed or depressed. Easy going in the film and busy in home. I'm watching or not watching film. It will go as per script. Thank you, sister.
Thank you so much, Sunita ji. Yes, Rashmi ji, you can speak. Thank you.
Om Shanti, sister.
Shanti.
I have been lately trying to understand what is simplicity, um, and what is my understanding is that to be simple is to be like a seed, and if we see the qualities of a seed, we can see that it's complete, but it is still simple. True simplicity is basically when your thought, word, and action is aligned. You become like God. You allow your inner qualities to emerge, and that true simplicity will actually inspire others to be like me, and that is must be what is called as gundan. Om Shanti.
Om Shanti. Thanks a lot, Rashmi ji. Now I would like to invite Sister to take the class forward. Thank you.
We will start with some experiment. And this is an experiment of using the divine sight. Divine sight is also the subtle, seeing the subtle, seeing what is not obvious at a physical level. So through this divine sight, we see the unobvious. This divine sight, we see the souls, the real people in the image of star. These real people have real home. Their home is separate from the story. Story has beginning and end. It has movements and sound and action. Beyond the story, in the real home, there is no beginning or end. There is no sound. Even now, the sounds that we are hearing, they are of the drama, they are of the story. Even while listening to those sounds, attention and concentration is in the unlimited sky. The unlimited sky is the home of everyone. We are seeing the unobvious. This is not obvious to the senses and to the eyes. But as we go beyond the senses and use the divine sight, we discover the truth of everyone. the beauty of everyone. This is the world where the invisible souls, they have the company of each other, the best company. They get to see the best side of each other and have the company of God. This company is the highest. It is the company of the wisest. This unlimited sky is not part of the story. This is not a script that is going on. You are actually discovering the best dimension. You realize no one is ever a beggar. They are all masters. They are all invisible, but they have the personality of prince. This is the dimension where everything is constant. All the qualities and virtues, powers, they don't change, they are constant. They are immortal, they are beyond harm. Nothing can harm them. So there is no space for fear in anyone's mind. They don't even know what fear is. These invisible princes, they are beyond harm, they are immortal. Nothing that happens in the story, past, present, future, it can ever harm the real people. Whatever happens on the screen, the audience is never affected by it. It is only when the audience starts to identify and get lost in the film, thinking it is about them, then there is all the negative emotions, there is pain. If people are crying on the screen, audience is also crying. If there is a war on the screen, audiences getting traumatized. But if there is no identification with what's happening on the screen, and the attitude is it is a film that is being watched, then every second is an entertainment. The audience is not confused. They are very clear that whatever happens on the screen, it cannot harm them. They are beyond harm. They are immortal. Their world is an unlimited sky. It is a world full of treasures. Everyone is rich. They are so rich on the inside that they never want or need anything. They have unlimited riches. With the divine sight, they can handle anything on the screen. They handle it with wisdom, grace, and easiness. Thank you. Hello. It was nice to hear all the sharing, and as we heard that uh, divine sight, it allows us to handle every scene of the film with a higher consciousness, and that is the game. So in these discussions, we find ways, or we experiment with ways of being in the higher consciousness. So what to the reflection, the basis of aim of the reflection is to how to get into the higher consciousness and understanding the cause of lower consciousness within us. So nice, nice thing. And we will again come to the whiteboard. And we see this sketch all the time. And it has to be it has to be understood very well. There is the world of immortal and eternal beings, the world of truth. And on the other side, there is also a film that is going on. So we show the screen. Film drama is a screen. And every invisible and immortal being at some point comes to watch the drama, watch it a bit closely. So one is to watch from a distance, but One is that it is happening, the drama, the film is playing all around you, like a street play. So in a street play, the play is happening, the performance is all around you. And if you are not clever, then you might think you are also part of the performance. So it's a similar situation. The invisible star comes to watch the film from closely. While watching the film, each one has this invisible line around them. Each one has this invisible line of clarity around them, you know. And this line is not outside, but it is a line of sensibility. You know, it's like being awake, being alert. So it is having this consciousness that I am watching the different scenes of this movie. And so as long as this sensibility is active and is used, then we are behind the line, behind the crease. So this is the line of clarity. So we'll just say line of clarity, LOC. And so if you are behind the line, then all the qualities of the home and of truth, they are experienced in a very practical way. They are experienced right now. You experience that you are immortal, you are eternal. It is not a philosophy or it's not a concept, but you actually experience contentment. You feel so full inside. From the first second, when you are behind the line, there is bliss. You see that you have got the best at every level. There is nothing lacking, there is nothing that you need. So it is you are an embodiment of happiness and light and love. Very easy. But if one crosses the line of clarity, so then they are sort of, they operate from a different psychology. So behind the line, there is a different psychology, and it is as if that you keep rising above, you keep rising up. And no matter what happens here, the story may be getting a bit intense or some sorrow, whatever happens in the story, but the one who is behind the line constantly rises up. They get easier and easier, they get lighter and lighter, and they get very um, stubborn in truth, in who they are. And all these situations, everything in the story, uh, it is used by them to be more stubborn in their own truth, in their eternal reality. So their mind is like a rich mind. Heart is rich, mind is rich, and they see that they are divine, they are full, they are complete, they are perfect. And this is like a higher consciousness. With every second they are into this higher consciousness. It is like a spiral, consciousness spiral, that is going up, that is taking them up with every seconds spent behind the line. But if the line is crossed, then it's a fall of consciousness. It's like a degraded consciousness, and it doesn't stay the same, but with every passing second, it may start with confusion. Then the next second, you are worrying. Then all the problems are your problem. So there is stress. So with every second, every scene that passes, the confusion, worry, stress, they continue to increase. And so as this increases, your begging increases. I want this, I want that, to feel better, and constantly seeking, begging. And so much so that we have to, as we cross the line, we want so much from outside. We want, we want manners, virtues, things, but no respect, appreciation, praise, all of that, and we want so much. So if someone wants something, they have to convince the other person that they don't have it. So the other person gives you what they think you don't have. And so if I have to convince someone that I don't have it, then I have to convince myself that I don't have it. So the more we cross the line, we want so much from outside, from the characters here, from the movie, from the story world, and to get what we want. It's like a child. If he wants something, he will convince you to give it to you. He will convince you by manipulating, by crying, by getting noisy, louder, and so till you get convinced, they won't stop. So a child is not sensible. A child is operating from a lower consciousness, and so they find ways to convince. And to convince anyone else, you have to convince yourself. I have to convince myself that I don't have this, uh, I don't have love, I don't have peace, I don't have, I'm in such a trouble, I am in such a big problem. I have to convince myself, I have to convince others. So that's the life. The life is convincing everyone that I am in a disaster. There is a real disaster, there is a real problem. So everyone has to feel that you are in a problem, and that is why they can give you. But that giving is also conditional, of course. And so we are so convinced, inside, that I want and I am dependent on this world to give me what I want. So it starts as a dependency, and then it very soon turns into entitlement. You feel you are entitled to get this, to get that, just like a child. He feels sometimes children go to other places and they pick up stuff, and their parents will say, don't take it. You have this at your home. You cannot take it. This is not our house. And he feels, I am a child. I am entitled. I can take anything I want. So it's similar to what happens in a international level. Dictators, they feel entitled to get this, get that, and there is a sense of supremacy, superiority, but superiority at the level of story comes from a deep hollowness, deep convinced conviction that I am lacking all this. The more I lack, the more I get. In the downward spiral of consciousness, the fall of consciousness, this is the slogan. The more I lack, the more I tell myself I lack, the more I will get. And in the higher consciousness, I don't lack anything. The soul doesn't lack anything. Soul is full. I don't need anything. In fact, naturally, I can give. I can be happy when others are successful. I can be, very much happy and congratulate people. So there is no, confusion, worry, stress, comparison, and lacking, and all that. So you have to realize and understand this very deeply. This has to be drummed in that there is a line of clarity, and we have crossed that line of clarity. If we feel any of this, then the line has been crossed. And if we can see this, confusion, worry, stress within ourselves, then we will also be able to see begging at a big level. Begging can also be seen. And there are one type of beggars that if you don't give them a coin, then they are they're asking for a coin, but they don't get a coin, so they move to the next customer. But there are other type of beggars. They're asking for coins, and if they don't get it, they get angry. They can shout at you, they can say bad things to you. So the deeper, the more we have crossed the line, there is this entitlement. If I'm asking for coins, I don't get it, I will feel angry. I will be disappointed. I will want to, show my anger, show my um, yeah disagreement. So this is happening at a big level. Life of a beggar, living as beggar, whereas we are full, we are perfect. But perfect beings are living the life of a beggar. Is this the case? Do you think this is the case around you? Do you have do you know anyone who has crossed the line? Yes. Anjali, do you want to speak, Anjali?
Yes,
Yes.
I think we all have crossed the line somewhere.
Mhm.
Some have little bit, some more, but we all have crossed the line.
Mhm. Yeah, Roberta, we can hear you.
Okay. So what I've noticed is that I'm being really, really mindful about getting drawn into drama
Mhm.
and my own. Something happens and I'll make up a story about that. So I tell myself that I'm making this perception and assumption in my head. And then when I realize that I don't have any drama, I think that's just what they're doing. It's got nothing to do with me. I mean, I am cautious to make sure it has nothing to do with me, that I haven't stepped out of line in some way or I was rude or anything like that. But in the past, it would be so surreal that for days or weeks, it would just chew my mind up. Having said that, I've had people dump on me their stuff, their drama, and normally I felt obliged to say, to engage and say, oh, they shouldn't have done that. Are you okay? What happened? Oh, that was not good, and they shouldn't have said that. Now, first of all, I think to myself, I don't want any karma, and I don't want to put sorrow in my soul. And thirdly, I want to respect myself. So when they dump on me their stuff,
the automatic in the past would have been all that. Now I read it, I step back, and I say something on the lines of, I'm sorry, something on the lines, something on the lines of, I read what you said and sending you a hug. Or I read, something like that. I just don't engage in it anymore. And sometimes I feel that it's a social norm to engage like that, to be accepted in social norms. Oh, because everybody does it, and I think, oh, that's what I've got to do to be accepted. And now I'm thinking, no, I can't do this anymore. So I just pull back, and I just I'm still engaging with them. I acknowledge what they're going through, but I just don't entertain it. I don't even entertain mine, or as best as possible. I do get caught up every now and then, but something that would take me days or weeks might take me half an hour or a day. And so I also realize that people who are operating from a lower consciousness, they're not in a they're not capable. They're not taking they're in a victim mentality, and they can't seem to rise from that. So I realize it's so much easier to forgive, acknowledge how that made me feel, but I also forgive very easily. I don't necessarily want them around me, but I do acknowledge where they're at. And this is, this takes a lot of mental gymnastics to get to this. It doesn't come automatic, because my automatic was everything else that I was taught in society and how to try and be accepted. So it does take some mental gymnastics. But I can honestly say that it's becoming more familiar for me. Yeah. I used to be the drama queen, apparently. I didn't think so, but yeah, apparently I used to be a drama queen. So that's a big turnaround for me. But I've got to have that mind of managing my triggers, managing my mind, managing my emotions, but I look at it from very differently. And this didn't come overnight. This is through practice and practice. And okay, I didn't do that right. Oh, okay, I should have thought about that. So this is just constant practice and practice and practice and practice. How did that make me feel? Was that peaceful? Was that really peaceful? What happened to my peace? It went somewhere because I engaged in a way that wasn't coming from a place of peace. I was coming from a place of drama. So every time I'm not at peace, I'm thinking, where am I coming from here? So here I am. I'm alive. That's it for me.
Thank you. It's the main thing which you said was to be conscious of when am I getting caught in the drama, and am I getting trapped in the drama. And that is really a constant question to ask. It's like a self-inquiry. Am I getting caught? Am I getting trapped? And yeah, it's like the whole world, regardless of the age, is operating from the child mentality. We are adults. We are saying we are adults, but we use the same uh, consciousness of that of a child. and we are dealing big problems, and we're dealing life with that, with the mentality of a child. So the more children get the company of adults, they start to behave like adults. They start to become adults. And so if you keep giving children the company of children, other children, they are in the same company and they nourish the same behaviors. But as a child, they are constantly with their parents and other adults. After some time, after some years, they start to behave like an adult. So that is why company matters the most. Even in our case, in the case of the soul, company matters the most. Company of dolls. So in the mind, if we take company through the mind, it's not about physical company. For the souls, it's about the company we keep in the mind. So the more we are keeping the company of dolls, roles here, then this is the mentality. This behavior continues. The more we take the company of souls, we step back from the drama, we come out of the drama, then this sensible and mature being and mature qualities, they start to be nourished and flourish. So yeah, the more we cross the line, we are thinking about the dolls, we are thinking about ourselves as a doll and others as dolls, as their roles. The more we do that, the only result is more confusion, more worry, more stress, and more begging. The more we keep the company of souls and eternal beings, we discover our own best self, best side, contentment, fullness, and then there is a different consciousness altogether. So there is a passage from one time when Baba was speaking, and this is from 6th of December 1972. Baba is saying, those who are courageous are never under anyone's influence. So in order to keep the company constantly, keep yourself within the line. This is the line. We spoke about the line. So keep yourself within the line, and Baba refers to this line as the line of code of conduct. If you cross the line, your conduct is that of a child. If you are behind the line, then your conduct is of a sensible being. You see the bigger picture, you see everything clearly. So in order to keep the company constantly, keep yourself within the line of the code of conduct. So the soul to be behind the line. Do not go beyond the line. When you go beyond the line, what happens when you go beyond the line?
Maya enters.
More
Yes.
confusion.
Yes. And what is the conduct?
More
What is the
begging.
yes. So when you go beyond the line, you become beggars. Then you continually say, or to beggars say, I should receive this help. Even begging for help from anyone, help from God also. It is like devotion, bhakti. So the beggar continually says, crossing the line, I should receive this help. I should receive this facility. Then you are a beggar, are you not? To be a beggar means that you lose your health and wealth. So it's like, because we have to be convinced, where I have to convince myself I'm a beggar. I have to ignore everything good that is happening or that is there. Even at the story level, but this is the goodness of the soul. You have to completely ignore that. So I have to ignore soul is immortal, soul is ever healthy, it is full, is ever wealthy. So this will be, for a beggar, this is like just a concept, some good words. So completely ignores, and so because he has to convince himself that he needs this, he needs that, he has to beg. So if a beggar has a lot of money, then he doesn't need to beg. So because when we cross the line, we have to keep begging. And so we have to keep ignoring the truth. We have to deny the truth. Yeah? So to be a beggar means that you lose. If you deny, you lose. So we have to convince ourselves so much that to actually lose your health and wealth. This is why you become a beggar. So do not go beyond the line and do not become beggars. By staying within the line, you are able to become conquerors of Maya. Yeah? Maya doesn't let us see the truth. But if we are behind the line, we see the truth. And the more we are able to see the truth, we cannot convince ourselves that we are beggars. And we discover that I have everything. The soul is powerful. The soul has the company of God. The soul is beyond harm. There is no fear. There is no loss that ever happens. So you are able to become conquerors of Maya. Whereas by going beyond the line, you are defeated by Maya. Therefore, constantly remain healthy, wealthy, happy, and holy. So the soul is healthy, wealthy, happy, and holy. So Baba says, stay in that, remain in that consciousness. But Maya will tell us, you're not healthy, and then it will justify that because this is happening in the body. So you have to, we have to see, I'm not the body. Maya will show things in the story and say, how can I be happy? How I'm not this? How can I be peaceful? Just at the level of Maya's vision is the vision of seeing the story and beyond the line, staying behind the line. Okay, behind the line, we don't see through Maya's vision. We discover beyond the story. Behind the line, we see the other dimension. You are behind the line. You see, you are healthy. Your soul is healthy. Your soul is wealthy. Soul is the richest, happy and holy. So story is different, but the souls are healthiest, happiest. So check which aspect out of the four was missing today. Was health missing today? Wealth, happy, holy? And any aspect that is missing, it is only because I feel I am in the story. I am someone from the story. So today, was your health good? Do you have wealth? Are you happy? Are you holy? If not, why not? If not, why not? Recognize the illness. and instantly get some medicine for it. You have already been given all other types of medicine. What is the medicine? You have all attainments. So while having all attainments, why are you not able to do something at the right time? Why do you forget until after the time has passed? The weakness is that you are not able to do anything at the right time. So when the situation comes, then Maya wins. After the situation is gone, then we assess, we analyze, and we think, Maya confused me, but that wasn't right. But it is after the situation has gone. So right consciousness will be conscious at the right time. So at the right time, Maya takes over. But when it is the time, we stay behind the line, beyond the drama. So why do you forget until after the time has passed? The weakness is that you are not able to do anything at the right time. If you do something after the time has passed, then the time has already gone by. You have not yet made your intellect sufficiently broad. So broad intellect will stay in the healthy, wealthy, happy, holy. Broad intellect will see the broad picture. It will see the bigger picture. One side is the story, other side is the home. It will see the big picture, broad intellect. And so it will, Maya cannot defeat someone who is using the broad intellect, who is seeing the bigger picture. But if the intellect is not broad, then Maya defeats. Maya says, you, on the basis of the story, on the basis of the role. And role is not even me. I am just the observer of that role. So Baba is saying, you have not yet made your intellect sufficiently broad, unlimited and knowledgeful for you to be able to remember everything on time. So if you want some support, if you want some help, constantly keep this support with you. What is the support? Which support Baba is talking about to keep with you?
Attainments, remembrance of them.
Broad intellect.
Yes, the broad intellect. So if you want some support, help, constantly keep this support with you. So this broad intellect will let us constantly see all the attainments. It will let us enjoy and experience the attainments. The beggar will not be taking over. It will be the prince who is enjoying his attainments. If you want some support, if you want help of Baba, if you want help from God, constantly keep this support with you. Then you will never be defeated. So never make yourself diseased. Never make yourself diseased. Maya takes over, the beggar takes over, and beggar is diseased. Beggar has to show how uneasy his life is, diseased. He is at such a dis-ease. He has to constantly convince him. Beggar has to convince, nothing is easy for me. Everything is difficult. I have such a difficult life. So never make yourself diseased. If even the slightest type of disease exists, that one illness will bring many more illnesses. If beggar comes, comparison comes, jealousy comes, beggar comes, worry comes. If I have to convince myself I have such a hard life, I have such a disaster, that is how the consciousness works. I am telling myself, this is so hard, this is so difficult, and it brings more illness. Problem, the more we are seeing the story, it brings diseases, it brings illness. The more we step beyond the story, we discover the health and wealth and happiness. If you finish the one illness, the many other illnesses will not come. You remain careless about an illness and consider it to be nothing, but according to the present time, even a little bit of illness is a big illness. Therefore, consider the little illness to be something big and finish it there and then, and the soul will never be weak. You remain healthy. So you remain healthy. So in the beginning, Baba said, in order to keep the company constantly, then stay behind the line. If you have the company of a king, you will see you are so rich, you are a prince. You will see how healthy you are, how wealthy, happy you are. But as soon as we cross the line, we lose that company. We come into the company of dolls, and everyone is ruled by that doll consciousness, role consciousness. Role sees the role, and it pulls us more into the role. It is only God who is not seeing the role, he is seeing the soul. And keeping his company, we keep ourselves in this space. We are behind the line. But as soon as we come into the company of roles, from in our mind, I'm thinking about the roles, then we soul may want to see the soul, and they want to not see the beggar. But beggar is asking for a coin, and he's asking this and some manners and some. And so in order to help the prince, sometimes we start helping the beggar. And as soon as we do it, our body language, everything changes. And so we went to make the prince conscious, but we ourselves cross the line, and they have further crossed the line. So the result is, nothing. Result is more illness, more problem, more diseases. So keeping the highest company, the company who sees the truth of you. And to keep that company, I have to stay behind the line. So the support that God is offering to everyone is the broad intellect. You use the broad intellect, you stay behind the line, and you keep the best company. Soul vision, the one who is constantly seeing you. He's not seeing the beggar, he's not seeing the habits, he's not seeing the old habits, beggar. He's not seeing the illness, he's seeing the soul. And we stay in that company, we use the broad intellect, we stay in that company, all the illnesses start to dissolve. But if we don't keep this company, then we are constantly, convincing ourselves that there is a disease and there's so much problem, and then problem in others, and all of this. And what happens is there is more problem, there is more diseases, more comparison, more worry, more stress, more sorrow, more pain in myself and in others. Everyone experiences that. So that is the life of a beggar. So, final thoughts from anyone who wants to speak?
LOC stands for line
Yes.
of clarity. It is okay. We can also call it as line of sensibility. If you stay above the line, the soul is stubborn in truth, rich in mind, rich in heart, if the line is crossed, then the slogan would be, the more I lack, the more I want. The soul has to keep the company of its own kind, use the support of broad intellect. Om Shanti.
Yes, so medicine. Medicine is staying behind the line. Baba was saying, recognize the illness and instantly get some medicine for it. The medicine is come and see the truth. And the minute you start seeing the truth, the bigger picture, then you see yourself in light, you see others in light, you see that we all have so much at another level. At the alokik level, we are so full. Yeah? And it is real. It's not when the beggar is active, then that feels like a story. Someone is telling, oh, you are a beggar now, but you were a prince. You were born in such a rich family. And so it's like a story. It's like a nice story to tell. There is no, you don't feel any reality in it because the beggar has taken over. But and limited intellect, Maya. The minute we use the broad intellect, we really see that this is story. This is very unreal, but this is real. So let's experiment using the broad intellect and going beyond the beggar in us, inside our own self. Beggar is a beggar mentality, strong beggar mentality. So we'll meet next time. Shanti, thank you.